Hey there, thanks so much for joining me today. I'm so excited to be introducing you to my special guest, Rita Marr. Hey Rita.
Hi, I'm excited to be here.
I'm so glad that you're here. As many of you know, my name is Ann Perry. I'm a numerologist, and I have a membership site called the Master Number 11. So Rita has kindly agreed to become one of my guests yet again for the end of April. So this is going to be a little bit of a sample of what you can expect to see in the Master Number 11 membership at the end of this month. We're going to be talking today about discovering the truth of who you are, mastering the Master Number 11 with human design. Now, Rita is a spiritual psychotherapist and an Ascension coach. So this is a tool that she uses in her work on a regular basis to help support all the other wonderful things that she does. Human design is just one of the tools that she uses while helping her clients to release things like depression, feelings of not being good enough, feelings of being very stuck, all those sorts of things that are really common to 11. So it's a really great tool to help you to really step into your authentic self. Would you agree, Rita?
Absolutely, yeah. I really, it may be an old-fashioned saying, but know thyself gives us a lot of answers.
You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. So today's presentation is going to be just a little bit of a taste of what we're going to see at the end of April. So April 29th at 6 p.m. Eastern time, Rita and I are going to be doing a live presentation, which will really be expanding on this topic today. We're going to be going live talking about the benefits of the human design type. So be sure to stick with us right to the end of this video, because we have a really important announcement to make where there's going to be a huge free bonus for anybody who wants to participate in this event at the end of the month. So basically, we're going to go right to the guts of the matter right now. We're going to be talking about why do Master Number 11s really need to know what their human design type is. Can you expand on that for me? Because I sure need to know.
Yeah, we need to know. Okay, my take on it is that we're meant to, all of us are meant to work as a team. We're meant to work in community, and that's the key to success for everyone. Each person has natural skills, natural talents, a specific personality and energy that when they come together as a kind of marriage of everybody together, then it's for the good of the whole. So I think it's important to know which role we are meant to play within the team, which role we can best embody for the community. And that not only we understand that, but everybody else understands it, and then everybody can respect and honor everybody else. So it's no longer about differences, it's about what we can, the unique aspects of ourselves that we offer to the team. Okay, yeah, so human design it's called new. Having said that, it does draw on ancient understandings, such as it draws from Eastern and Western astrology, from the I Ching, from the Kabbalah, from the Hindu chakra system, from numerology, and from quantum physics, and brings them all together in a new, fresh, simple 21st century way, so that everybody can understand their personality, their decision-making strategy, their special gifts and talents, where they carry their pain, unfortunately, and their own potential for healing, their own potential for wisdom. So that's, it tells us all those things about ourselves, so we know where we fit in. And I remember you telling me you loved my movie analogy. So shall I share my movie analogy?
Absolutely.
So trying to explain to people this teamwork concept and how we all fit in. Let's imagine we're going to make a movie, and that we, in order to start the ball rolling, we need to get a producer who's going to get the money together. So they're the one who starts the ball rolling, initiates, their energy pushes the project forward. That would be the producer energy. But then the producer can't do everything on their own. They need to ask a director, invite a director type of person to come help them. And the director, of course, knows what everybody else needs to do. The director knows how to make the movie successful. Then we have the crew members. The director tells the crew members what to do. If the crew members are not responsive to the director's instruction, the director's leadership, then the movie isn't going to be made successfully. So then we have the crew who are responsive. Then we have the film critic, the guy who comes along, or the gal who comes along and tells us all how we did, who gives us all feedback.
Mm-hmm.
So those 4 types of people are all needed to make a movie. And in human design, there's 5 types. So human design divides the crew into 2 different types. So that's how we end up with 5. So we have the producer in the movie industry would be called a manifester in human design. The manifester is only 9% of the population, and their energy moves out from them, so they can impact, initiate, inform, because they're the person who gets everything moving.
Okay.
Then there's the director in the movie industry. We call it the projector in human design. They're 23% of the population, and they are meant to be leaders. They're meant to advise and be wise because they know what everybody else needs to do.
Right.
The crew in the movie scene would be called a generator in human design, or a manifesting generator. Those are the 2 types. Mm-hmm. And the generator's energy is meant to be, they're meant to be responsive. They absorb what's going on around them. They create support. They maintain the project. Mm-hmm. So the producer and the director, the manifestor and the projector, can't do everything themselves. They need more people, crew. And if we look at the percentage of people who are the crew, 34% of them are generators and 33% are manifesting generators. So it's quite obvious that more of us are crew members than we are initiators or directors. And then there's the movie critic in human design. We call that person a reflector, because they reflect and magnify and give feedback. So if we had a reflector in a room and everybody was feeling happy, the reflector would magnify that happiness. And conversely, if the reflector was in the room and we were all feeling a bit, the reflector would reflect that low energy as well, just so we all become aware of, as a group, what we are doing to our environment.
And what percentage is the reflectors?
Only 1%. We only need 1%. Yeah, just 1%. So then the problems arise in life when we try to be something that we're not. Mm-hmm. So if a manifestor, for example, tries to be a generator, then they're going to lose energy very quickly, because the manifestor's energy comes in short, sharp bursts.
Right.
So they're just meant to get the thing going. And then the generator's meant to keep it going.
Okay.
So if a manifestor tries to be open, available, and responsive to everybody's needs, then we're just never going to find real peace. And I'm a manifestor, so I can speak from experience on that one. And the projector is meant to, they don't have any energy of their own. They only receive energy from the team's success.
Right.
So if they're alone, if they've got no one to guide, and they try to work too hard, they'll become exhausted because they're not getting any energy back from the team's success.
Right.
And the generator, who's meant to respond, support, maintain, if they try to initiate, they literally deplete their life force. Okay. And so if they're doing the right thing with the right people, following their purpose, then they will have inexhaustible energy. I always think of them, and I suppose this is a bit of advertising, so forgive me, but everybody knows about the Duracell bunny. You know, the Duracell bunny ad where they keep going on, just keep going. That's a generator and a manifesting generator when they're in the right place, doing the right thing, when they're responding. So if a generator feels exhausted, they know that they're not actually responding. They're trying to initiate, or they're trying to guide. And then if the manifesting generator tries to initiate before they respond, they'll just hit a wall all the time. They won't be able to make any progress.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, because you're a manifesting generator, so you know. Yeah. So everybody seems to be these days of the mindset of, you just got to do it, you've got to push through. No, not unless you are a manifester. That's the only person who can do that. Only 9% of the population can actually do the just do it thing. And everybody's trying and being disappointed.
And so for the 11s, because the 11s are always feeling like they have to be the pleasers, you know, and do the right thing, and put on that conformity mask all the time so that they can fit in. So I
Yeah.
guess this would be quite a big benefit for them to understand where they fit.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Because if they're a manifestor or a projector, then they're going to really suffer the consequences.
Well, right. And exactly. It's one way to be able to contain your energy, because, you know, the 11s have a tendency to suffer from adrenal fatigue because they're going all the time. You know, it's just like their mind is going all the time, their body's going all the time. Everything's just going all the time. And maybe it's because they're chasing the wrong things, you know, chasing the wrong opportunities, and they're hitting walls, and they're self-sabotaging because they're not going in the right direction. So they need to know what their type is. Would that be a good assumption?
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree. Yeah, and if we just finish with the reflector, just 1% of the population, they're meant to reflect and magnify and feed back. And if they try to hold on to anything that they have been sampling in order to magnify it and feed it back, and anything that they may feel is identity, they're going to burn out. So most reflectors are going around trying to find an identity, and they're not actually meant to have one. They're just meant to kind of be a chameleon and show everybody else what's going on, and then they'll burn out. So if we understand about ourselves, we can avoid situations that are going to deplete our energy. Or that, so I think a lot of people say that they feel broken. And I believe the truth of the matter is that we can never be broken. And yet sometimes we feel that way if we're trying to swim when we're meant to fly, for example.
Right.
And that's why it's important to know your type.
I feel that burnout for 11s is so common. And obviously it's because, you know, in a lot of respects, it's likely because they're chasing the wrong avenues to achieve what it is they're trying to achieve. And then the frustration of the exhaustion leads to the depression, you know, because in my mind, depression, even just the word depression is, you know, there's like a thumb down on you and you're being held back. Well, you know, it's quite likely you're burned out because you're not traveling in the right direction that's going to bring you the satisfaction that you need. You're not harnessing and embracing the gifts that you naturally brought with you based on your human design.
Exactly. In fact, it's interesting that manifestors, if they're not following their real correct strategy, will often suffer from anger. Anger directed to them and their anger directed out. And of course, if we internalize that anger, it also creates depression. If we're a projector and we are not able to work with the team, and we're not able to be invited, we often feel bitter. And generators often feel frustrated because they have to wait for something to respond to.
Right.
So these emotional experiences that we have are also can be as a result of our type. And if we weren't doing the wrong thing, we wouldn't be feeling angry, we wouldn't feel frustrated, wouldn't feel bitter.
So, you know, when you can finally, and it took me a long time to figure this out, but when you can finally walk on your path, when you can finally be in alignment with what it is you're supposed to be doing, life just is so easy. It just unfolds effortlessly, you know. But when we're putting our heads against a wall because we're going in the wrong direction, we can't see, you know, like I know a lot of 11s are musicians and they want so desperately to be musicians, but they go and chase the corporate ladder instead. And that's really not where they're supposed to be. But when they finally have the courage to go and chase their music, everything just rolls out effortlessly and easily for them, you know. That's just an example, and it doesn't, you know, it's not always going to play out that way. But I find that when you are in alignment, life just is not a struggle anymore.
That's absolutely correct. And the other thing I love about human design is that it tells us what our life purpose is, and it tells us what our world service is.
Yes.
So it gives us direction about why we are here.
Right, right. And what we need to do to feel accomplished, to feel like we're making a contribution, because that's a huge component for the 11s. They need to know they're making a difference, and they have this, you know, time's running out, you know, because they've lived so many lifetimes, right? So they're very consciously aware that time's running out.
Yeah.
And they could live until they're 200 years old, but they still feel like time's running out, that they haven't got enough time to accomplish what they want to accomplish. So something like understanding human design can only speed up the process of discovering what the heck it is you're here for, right?
Oh, goodness, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I often say when I'm doing readings for 20-odd-year-olds, I always say, my goodness, I wish I knew what you know now. I wish I knew before, because it took me until I was 40 to find out what I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
I love to help people speed up their process. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. These are amazing tools. So what can we expect to further learn in the event on April 29th? How are we going to expand upon this?
We're going to be expanding upon how to make right decisions for you, because it may surprise people to know that not everybody makes decisions in the same way, that we're actually energetically designed to make decisions in various ways. And there are at least 6 different decision-making processes. And if we're using the wrong one, then we're going to make really bad decisions, which isn't good.
Right.
Also, I think we can also look at relationships and how relationships influence us in an energetic way.
Right.
We can also look at the chakras and how each person's unique chakra configuration can influence the way they live their lives.
When you did my human design for me and you recognized that my sacral was open all too often, that was hugely helpful to me, because it helped me to understand why I was getting so burned out after doing, 5 or 6 readings in a day. I'd be just like flatlining.
Yeah.
So now I have to learn how to work with my sacral so I'm not taking on so much. So I think you said it the other day when you said, I just need to open my sacral up long enough to be able to taste the energy of the person I'm reading for and then shut it down. So I don't need to have it constantly on, right?
Yeah, it's exactly, just I have to correct you though, it's your solar plexus that we're talking about, not your sacral.
Okay.
As far as the solar plexus is concerned, over 50% of people on the planet, so that includes 11s, have an open solar plexus like you do. And if we take on too much of other people's energy, then we think it belongs to us.
Right.
We have to process it as if it's ours. And the last thing we want to be doing as an 11 is processing everybody else's stuff for them, because we've got enough to do. Thank you very much.
Right, exactly. And I think that's what causes so much in terms of feeling very overwhelmed,
Yeah.
11 is chronically overwhelmed. I did cut you off though. Was there something else that we were going to explore? How their energy moves, I think, is something we were going to talk about.
Yes, how their energy moves. So a manifestor's energy moves in a different way to a generator's energy. And it also explains why we feel differently around people.
Okay.
So I'd like to explain how the energy moves. Absolutely, yeah. Both internally in their system and externally into the world around us.
So there's just no way anybody can afford to miss this, as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely not. No, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Like, seriously, these people have a pretty good understanding of their numerology. This is another tool to put in your tool bag. So can we share the surprise? Are we good?
Are you going to? All right.
Okay. So here is the bonus that we promised you that you had to wait until the end to get. So all existing members in the Master Number 11 membership. Now, make no mistake, we're not talking about the Facebook group. We're not talking about the Facebook portal. We're talking about paid members in the Master Number 11 membership. Anyone who is an existing member, anyone who joins the membership before midnight on April the 30th of 2019 will receive a personalized human design report directly from Rita. Yes, this is great. Now, remember this, again, this is not the Facebook group. This is the paid membership group. So I have to read my notes here because there's so much involved in this. So to get your free report delivered after April 30th, because it's going to take Rita some time to get these all done, we need some simple things from you. One would be to be an existing paid current member in the Master Number 11 membership. That's www.masternumber11.com. It's only $11 a month. Okay, you can cancel whenever you like, should you choose to. Can't imagine why you would, but you could. You can join the membership before the close of April 30th, 2019, and that will qualify you. Once you're subscribed, you're going to email Rita at Marr, that's MARR.co.za with your birth date. We want you to write it down as, for example, March, written out, 11, and then the year, okay? We need your birth time. There's no point in applying to do this if you don't have your birth time. You do need your birth time to make this happen. Same as like an astrology reading. Your birth city and your birth country and your full name. So members in the membership 11, Master Number 11 membership, if you're not aware of it, this is a community where there are all kinds of really interesting videos already created in there. We talk about aura hygiene for 11s. We talk about adrenal fatigue. We talk about the Hara line therapy that Rita offers. We've got all kinds of really interesting videos in there. None of these are available anywhere else outside of the Master Number 11 membership. So members also have the opportunity to connect with me live once a month, also with my guest speaker, who is going to be Rita Marr this year, this month, and many times more this year, I'm sure. However, so there's going to be a further bonus on the 28th of April. Members who have sent Rita all their information are going to be entered into a draw. 5 of these members will have their human design types presented in our live event on April 29th. So this is going to be way more than what she just discussed, okay? She's going to be talking about your chakras. She's going to be talking about how your energy flows. She's going to be talking about how you handle life in general. She's going to be talking about your specific human design type, okay? So if by chance you choose not to have that exposed, if you will, on the live event, it's totally okay. Just send Rita a message with your birth information saying, I'd still like my human design, but I don't want it discussed during this event. Totally okay. So this is pretty exciting stuff. So you guys have got to jump into the community, join the Master Number 11 membership, $11 a month. That's like $2.75 a week. It's less than a Starbucks coffee. So it's a ton of information expanding upon what we do in the Facebook group. So I really hope that you'll choose to join us. And Rita, I am so excited that you'll be there on the 29th of April, and we'll be sending out more information on how people can connect with us. Be sure to check Rita out at positivechange.co.za for further information about the healing sessions that she offers. They're pretty amazing, I know, because I've enjoyed them myself. So I always say that Rita launched me out of a cannon and is hugely responsible for the success that I have manifested in my life. So love you, sister. Appreciate that. So thank you so much for joining in. If you've got any questions whatsoever, post them down below. Send us a message. You know how to get us. I'm Ann Perry, Numerologist.com. I'm looking forward to see you on April 29th. Thanks, Rita.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye for now.